When I came to Bell Laboratories, and I was just right out of college, the first thing I did was start up a program for young black high school kids who were not exposed to sciences. And this is 40 years ago, not exposed to science and technology. So I created internships for 20, 30 kids every year from my alma mater, from Morehouse, Spelman, Clark University. Every year I brought 20, 30 kids up and got them exposed to that. Realizing the impact and the doors that opened for me was just natural. And again, growing up in a house where you reach back in the community, don't go through the door and not open it and keep it open for others. And then coming into Montgomery County, there's a rich culture of philanthropy, of volunteerism here, very progressive in general speaking. And education was a key for me, quite literally. When I think about, for everyone I know, the education is what allowed me to enjoy what I think is, a rich lifestyle and experience that some things I wouldn't have even imagined. I had been advocating for a better part of a decade under the NAACP for access, opportunities, dealing with discrimination and other concerns that traditional for the NAACP. I often ran into and came across Diego Uruburu, who heads identity, and we were advocating. I'm going in the door, he's coming out the door, or vice versa, in the various structures. And then we finally met and sat down, and we become, good allies and friends, and started realizing, 80% of what we are looking to accomplish is the same. And so it was transformative when we had, at that time, Superintendent Smith had commissioned a report on resource equity and had started to really lay this structure for that. And we came together and looked at this data and said, if we don't act on this data that clearly shows institutional issues, the structural barriers that were there that impeded access and opportunity for Black and Brown students, which represent 54, 55%. So they are the majority of MCPS. Unlike what it was 30, 40 years ago, where it was 90% white. But now the majority is Black and Brown. And it became really clear that to move this, we had been working, making small successes, probably mostly treading in place in terms of actually moving the system. Coming together as a majority has really elevated the ability to be heard and to have influence within the power structures. None of the work I've done exists without building on work that has been done long before by many other people. And there are some figures in all stripes, be they Christian or Jewish or Black or white or Asian or Latino. There's really been it takes all of us to build a fabric. I say that this award, while I'm honored and humbled, I also want to acknowledge that it has been the years of dedication that people have carried this, kept this organization going. The Parents Council has been around 25 years. The foresight of those early people, some of which are still with us, to have founded and created such an organization. And for the community that comes together and brings life in it. Any one of us can lead. A lot of this can you lead in a way that people want to follow?
Byron Johns has shown through his dedicated advocacy that he understands the importance of quality education for historically disadvantaged communities. For years, he has volunteered countless hours advocating on behalf of African American students in our schools. They and all of us have needed his voice, and he has helped make a difference. I especially want to highlight his relatively recent work with Diego Oduburu to form the Black-Brown Coalition. The coalition brought together the two largest minority groups, and it has highlighted the fact that they share common issues and struggles in the schools and with social services. The coalition has amplified their voices by speaking with one voice and uniting multiple communities. The work of the coalition demonstrates the power of coming together. They have shown that 1 + 1 = more than 2. While some people may focus on the difference, the Black and Brown Coalition focuses on what they have in common. The work Byron has done helped make Montgomery County a better and more equitable county. Congratulations, Byron.